Captain Zora Voss strode onto the bridge of the UES Prometheus, Earth's most advanced interstellar ship. Her second-in-command, Lieutenant Kai Jansen, snapped to attention. "Captain, we've received an urgent transmission from Galactic Command. They've detected a massive fleet of unknown origin entering the solar system." Zara's eyes widened. Humanity had spread to the stars over the past century, but they had yet to encounter another spacefaring civilization. She opened the message on the main view screen. The face of Admiral Sasha Ivanov, commander of Earth's Space Forces, appeared. "Captain Voss, approximately 6 hours ago, our long-range sensors detected over 1,000 unidentified ships appearing at the edge of the solar system. Their trajectory puts them on a direct course for Earth." The Admiral's grim expression sent a chill down Zora's spine. "Have they responded to our hails?" "Yes, but not in the way we hoped. They call themselves the Zorkai Imperium. Their message states that they are here to welcome humanity into their galactic empire. But their idea of a welcome involves occupying Earth and establishing us as a protectorate under their rule." Zara clenched her fists. No alien empire was going to subjugate her people without a fight. "What are our orders, Admiral?" "I'm putting the Prometheus and her battle group on the front line. Your ship is the most advanced we have. Take up a defensive position near the moon. If the Zorkai want to reach Earth, they'll have to go through you first." "Understood. We won't let you down." Prometheus out. Zora cut the transmission and turned to her crew. "Battle stations. Helm, lay in a course for Earth. Lieutenant Jansen, put me on shipwide." Kai nodded and activated the comm. Zara spoke, her voice ringing with determination. "Attention all hands. This is the captain. A hostile alien fleet is approaching Earth, intending to conquer us. But humanity did not reach the stars just to submit to tyranny. We will stand firm. We will protect our home. No matter the odds against us, we will prevail. For Earth." A chorus of cheers erupted over the comm as the crew of the Prometheus readied themselves for the fight of their lives. Zara gazed out at the stars, wondering what challenges the Zorkai would bring. But she had faith in human ingenuity and courage to overcome this threat. Humanity had not come this far to be cowed by galactic bullies. As the ship accelerated towards Earth, Zora could not help but feel a thrill of excitement, mingled with the weight of responsibility. First contact with an alien civilization was always a momentous occasion. She just wished it could have happened under better circumstances. But if the Zorkai wanted a fight, then that's exactly what humanity would give them. The UES Prometheus and her valiant crew raced through the void, carrying the hopes and defiance of Earth on their shoulders. The Zorkai would soon learn the depths of human determination in the face of impossible odds. In the coming battle, the fate of humanity, and perhaps the galaxy itself, would be decided. In the observation lounge, Dr. Lena Soren, the ship's lead xenobiologist, pored over the scant data they had on the Zorkai ships. If they could find a weakness, some vulnerability to exploit, it might give humanity the edge it needed. Next to her, Chief Engineer Max Borodin scratched his beard thoughtfully. "Those ships are massive. I wonder what kind of power source they use. If we could knock that out." Lena nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. Humanity was no stranger to overcoming daunting challenges. They had tamed the atom, cured disease, and reached for the heavens. Now, in their darkest hour, they would need every ounce of that indomitable spirit. As the moon loomed large in the view screen, a silent guardian over the blue marble of Earth, Zara knew that the coming battle would echo through the ages. Win or lose, this would be humanity's defining moment. And she would make damn sure it was a moment of triumph against all odds. The crew of the Prometheus assumed their stations with grim resolve, the fate of their species resting on their shoulders. The Zorkai would soon taste the unbowed will of humanity, the audacity of a young race refusing to bend to tyranny. In the cold void of space, a spark of defiance burned bright, ready to ignite into a blaze that would light the way for all free peoples of the galaxy. The battle was about to begin. As the Zorkai fleet approached Earth, the UES Prometheus and her battle group took up defensive positions near the moon. Captain Zara Voss stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the viewscreen showing the alien armada. The ships were massive, dwarfing even the largest human vessels. Their angular metallic hulls seemed to absorb light, like shadows against the stars. Zara turned to her tactical officer, Lieutenant Commander Riza Ahmed. "What's their weapon status?" Riza scrutinized her console, brow furrowed. "They're charging up some kind of energy weapons, Captain. Like nothing we've seen before. Readings are off the scale." Zara nodded grimly. "Raise shields. Charge all weapons. Broadcast on all frequencies. This is Captain Zara Voss of the UES Prometheus. Zorkai Fleet, you are entering sovereign human space. Stand down and withdraw immediately, or we will be forced to defend ourselves." There was a tense pause, the bridge crew holding their breath. Then, a deep, resonant voice filled the comm channel. "Primitive humans, you dare defy the might of the Zorkai Imperium. We offer you the privilege of serving our glorious empire. Resist and face annihilation." Zara's eyes flashed with anger. "We choose freedom over servitude always. Humanity will never submit to alien tyranny." The Zorkai commander laughed, a harsh, grating sound. "Then you choose death." Suddenly, the alien ships opened fire, lances of searing energy slicing through space. The Prometheus shuddered as her shields absorbed the impact, the bridge crew struggling to maintain their footing. "Return fire, all batteries," Zara ordered, gripping the arms of her chair. The human fleet unleashed a barrage of missiles and particle beams, the weapons impacting against the Zorkai shields in bursts of light and radiation. The alien ships barely seemed to notice, their advance unchecked. In engineering, Max Borodin frantically worked to boost the ship's defenses, reroute power from non-essential systems to shields and weapons. He barked, his fingers flying over the control panel. Dr. Lena Soren burst into the room, her face pale. "Max, I think I found something. A weak point in their shield harmonics, if we can hit it with a focused tachyon beam." Max's eyes widened. "It might create a feedback loop, overloading their shields." "Lena, you're a genius." They quickly devised a plan and relayed it to the bridge. Zara listened intently, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. "Do it," she said. "It's our best chance." The Prometheus maneuvered into position, her tachyon emitters locking onto the lead Zorkai ship. Riza counted down. "Firing in 3, 2, 1. Tachyon beam engage." A brilliant blue beam lanced out from the Prometheus, striking the alien ship's shield at a precise frequency. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, in a blinding flash, the Zorkai ship's shields collapsed, energy feedback cascading through its systems. Secondary explosions blossomed along its hull as it listed out of formation. Cheers erupted on the bridge, the crew seeing the glimmer of hope. Zara wasted no time. "All ships, focus fire on that lead vessel. Don't give them a chance to recover." The human fleet concentrated their weapons on the stricken Zorkai ship tearing through its unprotected hull. In a matter of moments, the once mighty alien vessel broke apart, consumed by a series of catastrophic detonations. The Zorkai commander's voice snarled over the comm, tinged with disbelief and rage. "Impossible. You will pay for this insolence, humans." The remaining Zorkai ships intensified their assault, but the humans now had a chance. They targeted the weak points in the alien shields, whittling down their defenses. The battle raged on, the very fate of Earth hanging in the balance. Amidst the chaos, Zara felt a surge of pride in her crew, in all of humanity. Against all odds, they were holding the line. The Zorkai had underestimated the tenacity and ingenuity of the human spirit, the depths of courage found in the face of annihilation. But the fight was far from over. The Zorkai still vastly outnumbered the human defenders, and their weapons were terrifyingly powerful. Every human ship lost was irreplaceable, while the aliens seemed to have reserves to spare. As the Prometheus shook under another withering salvo, Zara knew that victory would require more than bravery and clever tactics. They needed a miracle, a game-changer that could turn the tide of battle. And as she gazed out at the embattled fleet, the blue earth looming behind them, she swore to find that miracle whatever it took. Failure was not an option, not with the future of humanity at stake. The crew of the Prometheus fought on, resolute in the face of overwhelming odds. They were the first line of defense, the thin blue line between Earth and subjugation. And they would hold that line down to the last ship, the last crew member, the last defiant breath. For they were human, and they would not go quietly into the night. The battle raged on, the fate of a species hanging in the balance. Against the vast might of the Zorkai Imperium, a small fleet of human defenders stood firm, armed with courage, determination, and the unquenchable spirit of a free people. The Zorkai would learn, to their cost, the true strength of humanity. The battle had raged for hours, the human fleet battered but unbowed. The Zorkai, despite their losses, kept coming, their ships seeming to fill the very void of space. On the bridge of the Prometheus, Captain Zora Voss gripped the arms of her chair, her knuckles white. They had held the line, but at a terrible cost. Half the human fleet lay in ruins, and the Prometheus herself was scared and limping, her shields barely holding. Zara turned to her comm officer, Lieutenant Niko Petrov. "Niko, any word from Earth?" Niko shook his head, his face drawn. "Negative, Captain. The Zorkai are jamming all long-range communications. We're on our own." Zara closed her eyes for a moment, the weight of responsibility heavy on her shoulders. The fate of humanity rested on the actions of her and her crew. She opened her eyes, a steely resolve in their depths. "Then we fight on. As long as one human ship still flies, as long as one heart still beats, we will not surrender." In the ship's medical bay, Dr. Asha Singh tended to the wounded, her hands steady despite the chaos around her. The bay was overflowing, the air thick with the coppery scent of blood, and the groans of the injured. Asha worked tirelessly, determined to save as many lives as she could. They were not just her patients, they were her crewmates, her family. On the engineering deck, Max Borodin and his team raced to repair the ship's battered systems. Sparks flew as they welded and rewired, coaxing every last ounce of power from the reactors. They knew that the Prometheus was more than just a ship. She was humanity's best hope, a symbol of defiance against the Zorkai onslaught. In the observation lounge, now converted into a makeshift strategy room, Dr. Lina Soren pored over the data from the battle, searching for any weakness in the Zorkai's tactics. Suddenly, her eyes widened. "That's it," she whispered. "Zara, I think I have something." Lina rushed to the bridge, her heart pounding. She explained her discovery to Zara and the crew. "The Zorkai ships are powerful, but they're not invincible. They have a flaw in their shield matrix, a resonance frequency that we can exploit. If we can hit them with a concentrated barrage at that exact frequency, we might be able to punch through their defenses." Zara nodded, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. "It's a long shot, but it's the best chance we have. Riza, coordinate with the other ships. We need to hit them all at once, with everything we've got." The human fleet regrouped, battered but determined. They positioned themselves around the Zorkai armada, each ship targeting a specific enemy vessel. Zara took a deep breath, then gave the order. "All ships, fire on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark." As one, the human ships unleashed a devastating barrage, their weapons tuned to the exact frequency Lina had discovered. The effect was instantaneous and spectacular. The Zorkai shields flickered and failed, the concentrated fire tearing through their hulls. Ship after ship exploded, the once invincible armada reduced to a field of debris. On the Prometheus bridge, the crew erupted in cheers, hugging each other in relief and joy. They had done it. Against all odds, they had defeated the Zorkai. Earth was safe, humanity was free. But even as they celebrated, Zara knew that this was only the beginning. The Zork Imperium was vast, and they would not take this defeat lightly. There would be repercussions, retribution. Humanity had won the battle, but the war was far from over. As the Prometheus limped back to Earth, the crew took stock of what they had lost and what they had gained. They had lost friends, comrades, brave men and women who had given their lives for the cause of freedom. But they had gained something invaluable, the knowledge that humanity, when united, could stand against any foe, no matter how powerful. And as Zora looked out at the stars, she knew that this knowledge would light the way for humanity's future. They had taken their first step into a larger universe, a universe filled with wonders and terrors alike, but they would face it together, armed with the courage, ingenuity, and indomitable spirit that defined their species. The battle was over, but the adventure was just beginning. Humanity had declared to the galaxy that they would not go quietly into the night, that they would rage against the dying of the light. And the light of human determination would blaze a trail across the stars, a beacon of hope for all who yearned for freedom. The UES Prometheus sailed on, battered but unbroken, a testament to the strength of the human spirit. And in the hearts of her crew, a fire burned, a fire that would never be extinguished. For they were human, and they would always stand tall in the face of adversity, ready to face whatever challenges the universe had in store. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: humanity would meet it head-on, with eyes wide open and spirits unbowed. In the aftermath of the momentous battle, Earth was a changed world. The knowledge that humanity was not alone in the universe, and that not all alien life was benevolent, sent shockwaves through every facet of society. But rather than succumbing to fear or despair, the people of Earth rallied together, united by a newfound sense of purpose and determination. Captain Zara Voss and her crew were hailed as heroes, their names etched into history. But Zara knew that the true credit belonged to every man and woman who had fought and sacrificed for humanity's freedom. From the brave soldiers who had given their lives to the countless scientists, engineers, and support staff who had worked tirelessly behind the scenes, it had been a victory earned by all of Earth. In the halls of power, world leaders met to chart a course for the future. They knew that the Zork defeat was only the beginning. If humanity was to survive and thrive in this new era, they would need to stand together as never before. Old rivalries and disputes were set aside, replaced by a spirit of cooperation and shared destiny. Under the guidance of brilliant minds like Dr. Lena Soren and Chief Engineer Max Borodin, Earth embarked on an unprecedented campaign of scientific advancement and exploration. New ships were built, faster and stronger than ever before, equipped with the latest in human ingenuity and Zork-derived technology. The stars, once the realm of distant dreams, now beckoned as humanity's rightful domain. As the UES Prometheus underwent repairs and refitting, Zara found herself at the center of this new age of discovery. She and her crew were chosen to lead humanity's first expeditions beyond the solar system, to seek out new allies and resources among the stars. It was a daunting responsibility, but one that Zara embraced with the same fiery determination that had seen her through the darkest hours of the battle. As the Prometheus set out on its maiden voyage into the unknown, Zara stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the endless expanse of space before her. She thought back to the sacrifices that had brought them to this point, the lives lost, and the battles won. She thought of the indomitable human spirit, the stubborn refusal to bow before tyranny or adversity, and she knew, with a certainty that burned in her very soul, that whatever challenges lay ahead, humanity would face them head-on, united and unafraid. Dr. Asha Singh, now the ship's chief medical officer, joined Zara on the bridge, her eyes shining with the same sense of wonder and purpose. "It's incredible, isn't it?" she murmured. "To think of how far we've come, and how far we still have to go." Zara nodded, a smile tugging at her lips. "It is, but I know that we'll face it together, as a crew, as a species. The Zork thought they could break us, but they only made us stronger. They showed us what we're capable of when we stand as one. As the Prometheus ventured forth into the vast unknown, a new chapter in human history unfolded. The battle against the Zor-Kai had been a crucible, a trial by fire that had forged humanity into something greater than the sum of its parts. And as Earth's brave pioneers set out to explore and claim their place among the stars, they carried with them the hopes and dreams of an entire species, a species that had looked into the face of annihilation and refused to blink. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: humanity would never again be content with limits, with the confines of a single world. They had tasted the infinite possibilities of the cosmos, and they would not rest until they had taken their rightful place among the stars. For they were human, and their destiny was to reach ever upward, to grasp at the very fabric of the universe, and shape it to their will. And so the UES Prometheus sailed on, a symbol of humanity's indomitable spirit, a herald of a new age of discovery and wonder. The crew, forged in the fires of battle, and united by an unbreakable bond, looked to the future with eyes wide open, ready to face whatever challenges and marvels the universe had in store. They were explorers, adventurers, dreamers. They were human, and the stars were their destiny. In the end, the Zor-Kai's greatest mistake had not been to underestimate humanity's strength, but to underestimate their spirit. For in the face of overwhelming odds, in the darkest hour of their existence, the people of Earth had not cowered or surrendered. They had stood tall, they had fought back, and they had emerged victorious, a shining beacon of hope and defiance in a galaxy full of darkness and uncertainty. And as the Prometheus ventured forth into the vast expanse of space, the eyes of an entire species looked skyward, their hearts filled with pride, and their minds racing with the possibilities of what lay ahead. The battle had been won, but the adventure was only beginning. And humanity, united and unafraid, stood ready to claim its destiny among the stars.